Hello, everyone. Michael Shannon here, and today we're going to talk about Doctor Who light episodes with my good buddies Carol Ann Swan
Hello.
and Graham McLaughlin.
Howdy.
All right, I got my two buddies here. We're going to talk some Doctor Who light episodes now. For those of you that don't, recognize this means Doctor Who episode that, you know, mainly the Doctor's not the main character in the episodes. It happened only a few times, but we're gonna start this off with the first and original Doctor Who light episode, which was Love and Monsters.
Oh God.
Now I know it's not a fan favorite at all, and there's a lot of good points that everybody can make. We can go with the Absorber Loaf was a disaster, a disaster. You can also go with even towards the end when, his girlfriend's a semen head. You know what I'm saying? But let's start this off with Carol Ann with this one. What are your thoughts on Love and Monsters?
Well, it's definitely not one of my favorites. I mean, yeah, basically I've only watched it once. I haven't been able to watch it like start to finish again because it's just a really goofy, stupid episode. I kind of feel sorry for the Zorbeloff because, unless I'm wrong, isn't this the one where they did a competition with children and it was actually a child that created that monster?
Yes.
You know, so, I don't want to say anything really bad about it because that was a kid who did it, and, so, I mean, it wasn't all that great for adults, but that little kid probably took a lot, that took a lot for a kid to come up with something like that. So I really don't want to say anything bad about the Zorbeloff, but the episode itself was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Especially the end. I mean, the end was like incredibly dumb, where all of a sudden out of nowhere, here comes the Doctor, Rose is all bitching, at the guy. I forget his name, but,
Elton.
Elton. I mean, probably the best thing about the whole episode is when they did that ELO song.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, that was like the best part, but like the end was, oh my God, it was so stupid.
Yeah.
And then the girl, like, she would have been better off dead instead of becoming a slab of concrete,
Oh, I totally agree. Let's see what Graham has to say about this wonderful episode.
Oh my God.
And feel free to use language. Well, you just did. There you go. Feel free.
I mean, the only thing I can give this episode a wee bit of credit for, and I say a wee bit tentatively, is we got a wee bit of somewhat of insight into Jackie Tyler's background. Other than that, no worth shit.
Yes. Graham, I definitely agree. I've said that before. I thought it was an awesome, little insight to Jackie's life a little bit when Rose isn't around. You kind of get to see her, what she goes through on a daily basis and why she's like a bitch. When a Doctor's around, you know what I mean? That was cool. That part, with her was cool. I agree with Carol Ann with the ELO music in there a bit. That was, that was cool. Now with the, I understand. A little kid came up with the design for the Absorber Loaf, but it was Russell T Davis's decision to give it its power to absorb these people into his body. Even one was on his ass cheek, you had some of that going on, This was a story that probably looked really good on paper. It probably seemed like a cool idea, you know what I mean? But
it would have been a good comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now when you get to the end, I mean, there's so many different ways you can go with this, It just seems like something, like, really, would the Doctor do that to somebody instead of just letting her die? Now, apparently, from what this episode says, now this episode still, even if you hate it or love it, It has to go down in Doctor Who lore. So now you have this concrete slab woman that can't die. She 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 can't die apparently.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what happens? What happens when Elton dies? Like who takes care of her? Like I'm always thinking that. And then to top it off, did they have to throw in that they have a sexual life
Oh
too
yeah,
still?
that was nasty.
Did they really have to say that? I mean,
But
it is
come back, John Barrowman, all's forgiven.
exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes Doctor Who can push it a little.
Yeah.
Especially when you got a Captain Jack or River episode. But
Kid friendly, yeah, right.
but with this, I don't think that needed to be mentioned. I mean, because what comes to mind? It's just really odd. Really,
Yeah.
yeah, really odd. And this poor woman stuck in her face is just does she like it's just weird. It's just all around weird. We most likely will never see her again. I doubt it.
I hope not.
Unless they just brought it back to maybe try to fix it and kill her off or something. It just always that episode. That's the main thing. Is just I can't believe one of the cruelest things that I ever seen the Doctor do was to give her life to be in a concrete slab, forever.
I know. I mean, what's she going to become, a door knocker or something?
Well, right, exactly.
In the shed with you, yeah.
What kind of sad life is that? Did any of you two have anything else to add about this episode at all?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I don't really think it's worth much time.
No.
Right, exactly. So it wasn't really a highlight, but it was the first Doctor Who light episode.
Yep.
So let's move on. What's
Was there ever? I mean, I'm not all that up on the classics. Was there ever a classic light episode?
No.
Okay.
No. Doctor was always, put out front for all the old. I mean, sometimes some of the stories would be a little less hit, but he was always the main. Yep. But let's move on to the next one, which everybody seems to love. That's Blink.
Oh yeah.
Now, this is the story where we first meet the Weeping Angels, and we first get a taste of the Weeping Angels through the eyes of Sally Sparrow. And if you can remember the beginning to that, because I remember the first time watching that one, like, how cool was it when she was ripping the wallpaper off, and the Doctor left her, a message there telling her to duck and, whatever. It's just, it was a great episode. Before I get into it, let's start with Graham this time. What did you think of this episode, bro?
Absolutely fantastic. Back when Moffat wasn't on the power trip, when he could actually write a half-decent episode and answer all the questions. And the introduction of, as you say, a great new villain.
Definitely, I agree, man. All right, how about you, Carol Ann?
This one, Blink, was the one that really, sealed it for me as far as becoming a Doctor Who fan. I can watch this Blink over and over and over again a zillion times, and I'll still get a little
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's really the top. It's one of the top episodes of the newer series.
You could I definitely agree, because you could actually probably take Doctor Who almost out of it. It was just a good story.
Yeah.
It was just a good. It was a good story. I actually would have made a great full-length movie.
Oh yeah.
Again, like Graham said, Stephen Moffat. That's when he was, before he was even thinking of being a showrunner. He was on top of his games, shooting out a lot of great stories back then. He was.
Right.
I got to give it to him definitely back then. And again, Weeping Angels, man, that made them the new villain, to look out for. That you wanted them to come back. What they gonna do and all that. Did they do them justice? I don't know. Nothing for me anyway. Nothing. That's the best Angels episode.
Oh yeah, because after that, when you see the Angels again, granted it was good, but it wasn't, it wasn't nearly as good as Blink. Blink, you were actually scared of them. You know, I mean,
And I love the idea too, because it was a very good thought out episode. I love the idea of the Doctor hiding the Easter eggs in the DVDs.
yeah.
You know, that was cool, original,
Yeah.
idea, because it's something we do in real life. We're like, some of us look for Easter eggs on DVDs. So that was pretty cool. I love how it panned out, and if any character I'd love to see come back, I would love to see Sally Sparrow
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
in a
Yep.
future. That would be so cool. And I'm surprised I know the actress that played her, is pretty famous elsewhere and does her own thing, but she would have made a great companion, in my opinion.
Yep.
But
Even
yeah,
even if it was like a one episode thing, like a Christmas special or something like that,
right.
you know,
No.
she really should have come back at some point.
And even being a Doctor Who light episode, that was a perfect 10 for me.
Yeah,
Would you guys give that one?
I agree. 10.
Yeah, I'll give it a 10 as well.
Yeah.
I find it ironic we never rated it the one before it, but I'll leave it be.
Dude, was there any reason? Does it even deserve to even be asked?
Uh,
Hey, but you know what? I mean, there are people that actually enjoy loving monsters, though. They are out,
yeah.
but I could tell neither of any of us do here. So I don't even think I kind of wish that was never made. So that goes below the scale of even rating it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
-1.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I don't even give it a chance.
But you know another thing that was awesome about Blink is
What's
the very very end when you start seeing all the statues, like the real statues.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, I mean, just the way they ended it. You know, they didn't end it with a doctor, like with the doctor or anything like that, but you ended it with all these like statues all over the place.
Yes,
So-
which exactly, Carol, which made it perfect because then in future episodes you were hoping they would come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took them a while. I mean, we didn't see them until the 11th Doctor again.
Right. Yeah.
So the 10th Doctor didn't run into them again, but I think the 10th Doctor could have used an Angel episode after that, but I guess they just decided to wait, let it sit for some reason. But awesome episode. We all seem to love that one. Now the next Doctor Who light episode is another episode that I really love. Turn Left.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant.
Now
Yep.
Turn Left is all about basically Donna Noble making that decision at the light to make the left turn, which would, just she'll meet the Doctor, everything will be fine, or make that right turn and everything will go bad. That was cool. That was a cool episode. She had the bug thing on her back that's from the part of the Trickster Brigade.
The Beetle, yeah.
Yeah, and which hopefully we'll be seeing them guys very soon again. I believe it looks like them again. We're not really 100%.
Rip off.
Yeah, we're a rip off or it's them, either or.
Yeah.
But with Turn Left, another, I have to say off the bat, a well written episode because it tied in a lot of the past episodes. Like instantly the Doctor dies in this episode.
Yep.
He gets killed, and he's laying on a gurney. They're wheeling him into an ambulance. Drops a sonic screwdriver. He's dead. So let's see what you guys think of it first. I want to hear from Carol Ann.
Donna Noble is probably like, I don't know, it depends on my mood, but for the sake of this, I would say she's like my favorite companion. I mean, I love her.
Yes.
And this really, this episode, Turn Left, really showed, it's Catherine Tate, right? That's her name?
Yes.
It
Yes.
really showed her acting ability, more so than just her, comedy, background, but it really showed what a good actress she is.
Yeah.
And just everything about this whole episode, like when you see, like it's supposed to be, what is it, the runaway bride, instead of, the Doctor living, he dies at the end. He saves the day, but, he dies. And then it's like everything that happens to Donna afterwards, where you think she's having a good life, then all of a sudden she gets canned from a job and all this other stuff, and, and then the thing with the Titanic, and it like annihilates London. I mean, it's like, everything showing what happened, without the Doctor, you know,
Yeah.
and then her making that decision to, you know, at the very end to like kill herself, you know, because she had hope that everything was going to be better. I mean, it was great. You know, she done, you know, Catherine Tate really, you know, took that whole show.
Yes, I agree. Love her. I hope we get to see her again soon. I hope.
Mm.
Now, what do you think of it, Graham?
A prime example, guys, of how one decision you make within a given lifetime can alter the fabric of your very existence.
Yes, exactly.
Fantastic. I totally agree with everything Carol said there. Catherine Tate's acting ability really shone through in this, and just an all-round, generally great written episode.
Yes, and also, I mean, he had a couple things going on for the episode. Not only like it was a big Donna heavy episode, which was awesome. Like you said, Catherine Tate, you know, really pulled it all out, her acting abilities. But we also got officially the return of Rose in this episode. I know people,
Yeah.
you know, some people, you know, were waiting, you know, because during the season you would see her in the background once in a while, like a little cameo, like her calling for the doctor, and he didn't see her, like, you know. So we finally did, and she, you know, she helped Donna through all this, and yeah, like Carol said, I mean, the Titanic, everything the doctor saved before went wrong,
Yep.
you know, so there was nobody there saving it. Torchwood ended up pretty much they all died. Captain Jack got left on a he got like left on a planet somewhere. I
Oh,
forget exactly.
oh, and then Sarah Jane died in it.
Yeah, Sarah Jane. Now Sarah Jane died. Martha Jones died. They all died in the
They all died.
hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the
On
hospital.
the
'Cause
bed. Yeah. Yeah.
right. So yeah, well, I mean, it just goes to show you too how important Donna was there to be with the doctor.
Right.
Like, you know, through all that. But great, and not only Catherine Tate, but Bernard Cribbins, man, another wow,
Quality.
great, another great fucking actor. I just have to say, man, I love that man, dude.
I
Er-
would love for him to come back.
Oh my God, I get chills. I would love to see him like interact with the 11th Doctor, but even his scenes where he's trying to make the best. Now remember, like London got just pretty much most of England got destroyed. They all had to live in like concentration camps, basically,
Yeah.
like in
Right.
apart. You know, and this guy's just yeah, he's trying to make the best of it. They had to live with other people. You know, it's just this episode, everybody just pulled out, you know, the best of the best, and it was a Doctor Light episode. So we really didn't get David Tennant in it at all. Only a little bit in the beginning, a little bit at the end, you know. But wow, how it ended with going right into and the adipose. I love the little things that you could, you know, the adipose, you know, the little
Oh,
marshmallow
yeah,
guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't invade England, they invaded America instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so like them little tidbits.
Yeah, because they're like America's gonna come and save us.
Right.
America has fallen.
I know there was some kind. There were some. I know people can really dig deep and nitpick because I know some. I was talking to somebody back when that came out where they were saying, well, what happened when the Darlax took Manhattan? You know, like what happened there? Doctor didn't get to go there. You know, but you know, I guess.
But that was a previous event in like the 1930s when they were still building the Empire State Building.
Well, yeah, that's true too.
You know.
But that's when the doctor went with what's her face?
Martha.
Jones. Yeah, so she's dead.
You're a
Yeah,
free argument, mate. Come on.
Prima, yeah. I was choked up a little bit. I was thinking of Bernard Cribbins, you know.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit to get out of me, but yeah, great. Another episode. I gave that episode a 10 because great episode, and I do. It's like Blink. It's one of the episodes that I will watch, you know, once in a while because you know it's just a great episode. I know my Zoe loves watching it too. It's a great episode. You see, you know, you watch it, you see something new every time. Sure, we're even forgetting some things, but it touched base on so many different things that happened with the doctor, but turned around and went wrong. And
Flip
wow,
side.
yeah, it just shows you that's one example. That's probably the biggest example of any episode to show you how much the doctor helps Earth.
Right.
You know how much, and that's only a little bit. Like that's only a couple of his adventures there, you know, in between that time period. You know, I can't, you know, if they could ever pull off something like that again, wow, that would be cool.
Right. Yeah.
But then, what did you guys rate that episode? Turn left.
I would, the only reason why I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 instead of a 10 out of 10 is because, I'm comparing it to Blink, so
Okay.
that's
Okay.
why I would give it a 9 out of 10.
I thought you were gonna say because Rose was in it.
Oh, yeah, and that too. That's a different issue. I act like Rose is not in it.
Go ahead, Graham.
I'll say 9 as well, mainly because not a day with Rose. I can take it or leave her. Mainly because I'm comparing it to Blink, like Caroline said.
All right, so you guys really love Blink. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love them both. I don't usually give episodes a 10, but if I really, really enjoy them, I'll throw them a 10. Why not?
Yeah. Well.
Why the hell not? Now after that, it took some time. It really took some time. Now, the only thing that even deems close to another Doctor Who light episode is The Girl Who Waited. Now that's the one with Amy Pond when they went to that planet where she got like lost in the whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, she went
vast
through.
time stream. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she grew old. I mean, think about that though. I mean, she grew old. Now it's just an episode, but yeah, she grew old, and she wasn't such a kindly person when she was older, was she?
Yeah, she was like very like it was more like she was bitter because she had to, the way her life turned out, she had to like live on her own and survive on her own, wondering when the Doctor and Rory were going to come save her.
Right.
And then it never happened. And then I mean it was good. I don't think it was the best.
Right.
I really when the show was over, I wasn't like, oh, that was the most awesome show. Right. There was something about it that I just wasn't crazy about, but it did show a little bit more talent with, what's her name? Gillian. What's her name?
Karen Gillan.
Karen Gillan, yeah. So it did show a little bit more of her acting ability, but I don't think it was the best.
Right. How about you, Graham?
Pretty much the same. It was a good episode from the standpoint of what would happen if somebody's left to fend for themselves for a vast time period. Kind of like Castaway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got to agree with Caroline and with regards to Karen. Her portrayal of two sides of the same coin, if you get my drift, was really good for that episode.
Yeah, I do. I agree with both of you guys on that. It was a good episode. It's not like, it's probably for me, it's a solid like 7, It was a good episode. It was good. It was cool. How about the end though? How about the Doctor? I gotta call the Doctor out on being a dick.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That was rotten. Now I agree with his decision, but I mean, for like a second, I'm like, holy shit, like, because I remember thinking, is he really gonna? Because this is like the end. They're all going back to the Tardis, and then bam, he shuts the door. You don't let the other one, ain't letting the old one in. It's like I kind of felt bad for her. I mean, weight and all that, I couldn't imagine, but I'm sure she understood in the end there.
Yeah, and then to make matters worse, he's like, fine, you make that decision to Rory, so made Rory, so he made Rory make that ultimate decision.
Yep.
And he was going to open up the door, but then in the end it was like the older Amy that said, don't open that door.
Yeah.
It was one of his, if you don't mind me swearing, it was one of the Doctor's dickhead moments.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey. Even the best of the docs have been dickheads from time to time. Wouldn't worry about it,
Of course. I mean,
and Matt Smith, every now and then, the way he portrays the Doctor, every now and then he does have more of those moments than like David Tennant ever had.
Yes, I agree.
He's got a long way to go to catch up with Colin Baker.
Oh God. Oh God, but I don't know, man. I think he can come close, though. I
Hmm.
mean, who knows? Who knows with this whole, with this whole Clara thing going on, But all right, well, real quick before we go anywhere else, would you guys rate the episode, Carol?
Um, I would probably give it like probably a 7.
Yeah.
I agree because it wasn't like really bad because basically in my rating anything below a 5 means it's stinks
Right.
and I don't want to say it was a 5 and so that's why 7 sounds good.
Right. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Graham.
Trifecta, guys. 7 for me as well.
Great. Well, there you go. We're all in agreement on that one.
Yeah.
And that's basically the 4 Doctor Who light episodes. Now there are 2 episodes. Well, actually now 3 that are companion light episodes. If we just want to run through them real quick.
Before you do that, Mike, do you want
What?
to preview the next upcoming Doctor Light episode being the Crimson Horror?
Okay. You know what, Graham? Go right ahead.
Well, that was a segue for yourself, mate. All we've really got is a synopsis.
I know. Well, we don't know. That's true. But go ahead, Graham. Come on, bro. You got the floor.
Oh, dear God. Well, we're apparently going to travel back to the Victorian times, the return of Vastra, Jenny, and Strax, and we have, I believe it's strange goings on at the old mill. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. So, the synopsis basically Clara and the Doctor are kidnapped, and it's up to the gang to save the day.
Right.
So we do have a Doctor Light episodes on the card within the next 2 weeks.
And this one sounds really cool because supposedly we're getting zombies in this episode.
Oh really? Cool.
Yeah, I'll reserve judgment on that. I believe it when I see it.
Oh, really?
Well,
Well,
we
you
were told-
mean,
we were told we were getting a mummy in the rings of back of 10. Look what we got. It wasn't a mummy.
well, so far I believe we're getting zombies in this episode. That's from what
You're
I've
right.
heard.
I hope you're right.
But then, I don't know what their depiction of a zombie would be.
Yeah.
The last time they said zombies, was they really zombies? Them water guys on Mars?
Oh, not really. They were more like a parasite more of like invasion of the body snatchers or something.
Yeah. I mean, they were cool, but I want to see some zombies. I want,
Yeah, real zombies.
I want to see some Walking Dead shit.
Yeah.
Now they have no excuse, man, because that creature in Hyde was almost zombie looking. Okay.
Oh, that thing was awesome.
Yeah.
Do we even have a name for that yet?
Not that I know of. No.
Okay.
I don't even think they even named it yet.
Yeah, he called it Romeo.
Yeah, right. There you go. Oh God. But yeah, they have no excuse. Come on, I can understand Doctor Who's they're not gonna have blood and guts in an episode, but nothing wrong with some realistic zombies,
or like a realistic vampire because they already had a werewolf. So why don't they have a realistic vampire?
Right, exactly, and as the story goes, from what what the Fourth Doctor had mentioned, that the Time Lords were at war with giant vampires at one time for what 500 years. Remember that, Graham?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Was that the Fang Rock? Was it?
Yeah, I think it was. He was telling Romana.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was telling her about the story. So imagine some giant vampires, like real ones, though. Not just fish people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And if they ever do have a vampire one, it better not be anything like Twilight.
Oh dear God.
Oh, come on.
It better not be.
No.
I think there'd be a riot.
I think so. But let's go over real quick. So we've got a couple minutes here.
Yep.
Now there's actually 3 from the new series, 3 companion light episodes. We're not counting the specials when he doesn't. This is when he does have a companion usually, but he's not with them at this point.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Or
one-off companion. Yeah.
like for example, the first one, Midnight's one of them.
Quality episode.
Now this one is where Don is left back at the hotel or whatever with the
Yep.
sitting next to the pool of acid for some reason. Like, why would they have a pool of acid? Who's going in that shit?
Don't have a clue.
Like, who's going in that shit? Like, it looked pretty enough. You want to jump in it, but
Yeah, why not?
what the hell? I wouldn't even get near that fucking thing.
No.
What did you guys think of Midnight? We'll start with Graham.
This was a psychological thriller for me because, in my opinion, we always talk about the Doctor having someone who's his equal and all the rest of it. That is probably the only time in the new series, and maybe for the majority of the classic series, where we've seen the Doctor actually physically afraid and don't know what he's dealing with.
Exactly. How about you, Carol?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a thriller. I mean, that would be a like movie quality, you know what I mean? Because you were like, oh my God, what's going on? You know, what's happening? And if you think about it, the Doctor actually was defeated. You know, where whatever it was did defeat him, and the only thing that saved him is him catching his foot on the, you know, the
chair.
chair. You know, because if he didn't do that, he would have been dead. You know, they were the group was, you know, throwing him off the train.
Yes.
You know,
about that, yeah.
You know, and then, you know, it's like bam. You know, when you saw his foot catch, it was like, you know, oh my God.
I know, you know, yes.
And actually, he didn't even defeat them. It was the stewardess that figured it out because, you know, he started using the Doctor's voice, and then she figured it out, and then risked her life to save everybody else. So the Doctor really didn't save the day.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this one was great.
I agree. This was a cool episode, and like you were saying, as soon as they started with the voice thing, like when he started talking and the one woman started just saying exactly what he was saying at the same time, that's when it started getting really creepy.
Yeah.
You know, then you have the thing banging on the outside, and you don't know what it is.
And then when the thing started out saying, you know, where it was actually beating him, it was like, oh my God, how can anybody beat the Doctor? You know.
That's when it really got creepy. Finishing his sentences now.
Yeah.
You know, great episode. This episode, you know, this gets a solid. I give this one a solid 9, man. Very enjoyable episode for me. What'd you think, Carol?
Yeah, I agree. I would say like maybe 9, borderline 10. You know, this one was one of the ones that, you know, I do watch over and over when I'm in a mood. So.
How about you, Bud Graham?
Second trifecta of the night, guys. Solid 9.
Awesome. Great minds think alike sometimes. All right, now this I enjoy. I enjoy this episode, The Lodger.
Oh yeah.
I love this episode. Now the Doctor, again, this is a companion light episode because Amy's trapped in the Tardis, you know, and all that jazz during the whole episode. But the Doctor bumps in. He meets Craig, and how can't you love that guy? You know, come on, Carol. Tell us.
I love this one. I mean, basically, when I'm in a mood and I can't decide what I want to watch, and I'm in a mood for watching like Doctor Who, I'll either watch High School Reunion or The Lodger. You know, they're just, you know, it's just so much fun. It's just, you know, I mean, there's all these tongue-in-cheek type of things, like when he puts on the, you know, soccer jersey there, and it says 11 on it, and, you know, and then, you know, he starts playing soccer, and oh no, is this the one with the sticks? You know, I mean, and then he's like playing. I mean, just everything about this one is so hilarious. You know, it's just a real good, feel good, you know, Doctor Who, you know, episode. Just classic family entertainment. It's great.
Definitely. What did you Graham? What did you? I almost called you Craig. Go ahead, Craig. Hey, you're Craig.
Craig Ferguson. Yeah.
Uh,
Well, the one thing I loved about this episode, that's one hell of a way to divulge someone your life history by giving them a headbutt.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah. I am never doing that again.
Yeah, you know.
definitely.
You've got a Tardis, and yeah, 11. Ooh.
But how about that though?
Yeah, that was great. I mean, that whole segment was.
I mean, not
Oh,
only
I'm gonna regret this. Bam.
yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, not only was it a comedic episode, definitely,
Yep.
you know, but also you kind of learned, you know, like many people didn't know. I mean, the doctor could headbutt people and just put his memories in somebody, you know.
Yeah.
You know, we learned that. Then on top of all this, you know, funny stuff going on all throughout the couple days he's there with Craig, going to work for him and shit.
Oh,
You
that
know,
was funny.
that was funny. Seeing when he was in the office
Yeah.
doing a job. Don't get to see the doctor working that often.
Yeah.
Great scene.
If that was his first job, wasn't it?
It might have been.
Didn't
you
he
know.
say, "I've never had a job before"?
You know what? It might have been. I don't know if we want to count he worked for, you know, unit or anything.
Oh yeah.
You know, but because I don't know, did they pay him? I don't know. Who knows? But you know, again, I mean, how he helped Craig and what's it, the girl?
Sophie.
Sophie.
Sophie,
he kind of helped them bond. You know, Craig was a little jealous of him at first. He thought Sophie was into the doctor. You know, he was trying to, you know, but it was cool how it ended. It was sweet. Then on top of that, you got a creepy element to the episode where you got this like little girl's voice calling people upstairs.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, which was cool. You know, we can help me find my mommy. You know, like that, and then you find out it's like a TARDIS being built up there.
Yep.
You know, how about that? I mean, Jesus.
And they never really said what kind of alien that was.
Now,
It's a navigator type thing, was it? No, I just
I don't
the
know.
one
I
they
mean-
referred to as a navigator. Oh,
now it looked exactly the same to me as the ones that the Silence had.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know, but they never touched base on it. Are they ever going to explain that? I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, because it looked exactly alike. It looked like the same set.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Yeah, it was either the same, exactly the same thing, or it was the same prop that was used, and they forgot to make it look different. You know, but there we go.
Well, they were both TARDISes, though, so we didn't know that. You know, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, they could have been the same, but yet different ones. I don't know. I would hope. That's another thing I wish they would tie up. You know, what's going on with the Silence building the TARDIS too, and this TARDIS in Craig's house on the roof and all that.
Yeah.
But you know, since we talked a little bit about this episode, now we did see Craig once more in closing time.
Oh yeah.
Now this isn't really you know, he wasn't with any companions during this.
No.
This is after so it's not really a Dr. Light episode. It's more of a kind of a special. He didn't have companions.
Sequel to the Doctor. Yeah.
But I'll count this one because we
Yeah.
already talked. You know, and there's no other companion Light episodes from the new series I can think of. But closing time. Now, Carol, what did you think of closing time?
I loved it. I don't think I liked it as much as Lodger, but I mean it had a lot of really cool you know, scenes in it, especially that one scene when the doctor was talking to Stormageddon.
Oh God.
You know, the baby, and he you know did the thing with the stars, you know, with the
Yes.
Sonic, and made the stars look real. I mean, it was, you know, there was a lot of awesome scenes in it, and probably the best one is the one when they were, you know, in the elevator, and Craig thought the doctor was gonna kiss him.
Oh my God.
and he's like, "Are you gonna kiss me if you want to? If you want me to?" You know?
Oh my God.
I mean,
Yeah.
that scene. I mean, how the hell could those two actors, you know, keep it together and not laugh? I would have been like hysterical. I mean, there was a lot of cool things in it. I mean, I think it was kind of a wasted use of the Cybermen, you know, but you know, I think it was more of like a filler. The Cybermen was just kind of a filler thing, but
Yeah.
you know, because they really didn't use them, you know, as well as they should have maybe. But it was a really good episode. It was fun.
Right. Right. What do you think there, Graham?
Caroline's she's right in the sense that the Cybermen they were a subplot, the purpose of this episode was for the comedy value and for the tying up the whole sense in terms of how we got the 4 blue envelopes to send to the relevant time streams. If you remember the
yeah.
start of series
Yes.
6.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
That's basically it was an information gap filler, and it was a comedy based episode. So in terms of a sequel to the Lodger, it worked very well. 2 years later, obviously, in Craig's time stream, and yeah, the only thing I didn't like about it was the wee Cybermat running about. It looked like a freaking mouse out of a computer. You know?
But that thing was kind of cool. I want one of
I
those.
like the Cyberman, Graham.
All right, fair enough. I just didn't, but
I want-
Now,
I want one of those.
but yeah, well, my opinion on it was I thought again it was just a cool episode. I love how it set it up where Craig has to stay home alone,
yeah,
for the weekend to take care of his baby. Sophie's like worried about like, all right, can you handle it, And like Carol Ann said, the doctor can speak baby.
Yeah.
We found that one out, which is
yeah. He speaks everything.
Yeah.
Then we did have we had the Cybermats in it, which we haven't seen since I don't even know when. I know they were in the old series. I don't know their last appearance.
I think it was Earthshock.
Yeah, it could have been that. It's just they gave them a new look. It was they were kind of cartoony looking. I agree, Grant. But I think like Carol said,
they could have done better with the effect.
I think they're cute looking. Like I'd want one.
Yeah,
Like in that way.
And how do you know? And how do you know they didn't do that on purpose? Because right after that, they were on the internet where you can buy them for Christmas.
Right, exactly. And like you guys said, with the Cybermen being in it, it wasn't a strong Cyberman story at all. They were just there, I guess, to add a little villain to it. A little to their. It was an all-out comedy episode, definitely. So, especially when they were like fighting with the Cyberman in the house there.
Yeah.
Or the doctor was, but with
Or like when he caught it, in that net, and he like cheered. He was like, "Yeah!"
hit it, right.
I love the Troughton reference in this episode when he's standing at the front door when he chaps on his door. Have you changed the house? No, we've moved. Oh, you've changed it. I don't like it.
Oh yeah.
Exactly, man. Exactly. See how you can pick up things like that? That's awesome. That's again,
Yeah.
like it was a comedic episode, but they add elements to it that you can still look out for. And I did like the scene where the doctor's just like looking around in the mall and he spots Amy and Rory,
Yeah.
And I thought it was cool because he didn't go up like he was like about to. He thought didn't he like think that they saw him? He like almost gave a wave and he like put his hand down or something happened.
Yeah.
But he kind of I don't know. It's kind of like a little sad moment there, but it was cool to see Amy and Rory just living their life, doing their shit. I guess Amy became a famous fashion model during that time. That's when she started that.
This was during the time period from after the God Complex to after the Doctor, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
That was 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was cool seeing them a little bit. But all in all, cool episode. I forgot to ask you guys though on and again, Graham mentioning he got the envelopes from Craig and
and also the hat.
Yeah, the hat too. Yeah,
Stetson. Yeah.
The Stetson definitely. So that was cool. Like they tied all that in this episode.
Yep.
Now, what did you guys rate the Lodger? I forgot to ask you guys that.
Lodger, because I tend to watch that quite often, I would give it a 9.
Good. Graham?
Solid 8 for me.
Okay. I also give it a 9. A 9. I don't know why I don't give it a 10. I don't know why. But I don't know why. You know what? Fuck it. I'm giving it a 10. Okay. Because I couldn't convince myself why I wasn't giving it a 10. I had to think about it. I do. I love the Lodger.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to the closing time, Graham, what did you give closing time?
I'll give it an 8 again.
Okay. Carol?
Yeah, I would give it an 8.
Now, this one, I give a 9. It's because I loved it, but not as much as the Lodger.
Right. Yeah.
But can we all agree we'd love to see like Craig Owens again?
Oh, I would love to see Chris. They should actually have like 2 or 3 episodes with just him because.
No. You
Yeah,
know,
why not? Why the hell not?
we haven't heard nothing if they're having, what's his name? James Corden? We haven't heard. Is that his name?
That's his name. Yep.
All right. We haven't heard anything. I don't think we're going to see him in this season or anything like that. But it would be cool if he popped up or in the background or something.
At least one more time before Matt Smith leaves.
Yeah. I definitely agree because they're just them two on screen. It was funny, man. I think they're the most laughable Doctor Who episodes, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Where you can just sit back. You could probably be drunk and have a laugh watching because you don't have to take it seriously, like looking for anything, even though they add shit in them sometimes, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fun. I mean, if you just want like to have a good time, that's the episode that I always turn on. If I'm not turning that one on, I'm turning on High School Reunion, and basically High School Reunion I turn that on because I love Anthony Stewart Head,
Of course, Anthony Stewart had Giles from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and what else did he? I don't even know what else he did, but he was Giles from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
But you guys have any closing thoughts in mind or anything? Any honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions? Not
Carol?
really. I really can't think of anything as far as honorable mentions.
Come on, you went blank.
Yeah, I went blank.
What are you looking forward to? Now, like Graham said, we might get it looks like we're getting a Dr. Light episode coming up.
Yeah,
you excited about that?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. You're talking about what was it, Crimson
Horror.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind that. I would actually love to have an episode where it's just the Doctor by himself with, not running into anybody. If I had my way, I would have it where it's just him fighting like a bad guy. With no help, just seeing how he is on his own.
Yes.
If I had my way. But, I mean, from what I didn't hear anything about the Crimson Horror until Graham mentioned it. So, so that does sound like a really good episode coming up.
Well, we'll definitely see previews for it this coming Saturday after we watch the new episode.
And of course we have, this week, which is, I'm crossing my fingers that it's going to be just as good as, last week's.
Listen, I hate to come down on a downer here. Okay, guys. I'll get to you in a second, Graham.
Yep.
But, from what I'm hearing now.
I'm hearing mixed.
I'm hearing we're going to see a lot of corridors.
Yeah. Oh, you heard that? You heard that too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That didn't surprise me.
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys heard of SFX magazine.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't know where this guy got his information, but he actually gave it like a low review. But take reviews with a grain of thought because that's just one person's opinion.
Right. Exactly.
But he said there's just way too many corridors.
Well, as Graham can tell you, we know a couple people that see these episodes ahead of time.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying, Graham?
Yeah.
But
hint.
Yeah,
I know nothing.
It's and these guys are saying. Some of these guys are saying a lot of corridors, guys, and even they were looking forward to the episode. Not giving anything away.
Yeah.
But I know because we're excited. Now maybe these guys are wrong. I don't know. I'm hoping, but
I'm weird because I'm not. For some stupid reason, I'm not as excited as I was with Hyde. Hyde, as soon as I saw the previews for Hyde, I was like bouncing off the walls. And when I heard the title of Journey to the Center of the Tardis, I was like the same. I was like jumping off the walls. But then when I saw the previews, I was like, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to a new episode. It's a new Doctor Who, but...
See,
go ahead, Graham.
Here's the thing with this episode. It probably will be a half-decent episode. It just probably won't live up to the hype.
Right.
Yeah. I know, because we're all looking. We want to see the TARDIS kitchen.
Yeah.
We want to see the TARDIS gymnasium. We want to see the TARDIS zoo.
The swimming pool.
The prison. I just want to see everything that's inside the freaking TARDIS already.
again, it depends on the story arc. I mean,
Yeah.
if you tell a good story and you see about 40 corridors, fine.
That's
You know,
true. You're right.
you know, if they tell a shit story and you see about 40 corridors, fuck, they're in trouble.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's where, the doctor's wife, which is another 10 in my book.
Oh, the doctor's wife is like a 10, borderline 11.
Definitely. The only thing I
15.
was, it was a perfect episode, but the only thing I was wishing more of was more inside the TARDIS.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Where they're all through I wanted them to go in some of the rooms, you know?
Yeah, that's what we're running a bit of maze, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, that was cool. That's what I'm hoping this episode isn't Claire just going through the corridors all the time. I know I saw a screenshot that, did you guys see it where they look like they're outside, but they're inside the TARDIS? It's like a jungle room or something.
That would never the room that Tom Baker was in Legopolis.
Yeah, so,
I didn't catch that.
yeah, there might be some stuff in there. Apparently there's some stuff alive in there. Apparently we're going to see eggs.
Bring back the
inside.
evil.
Now, yeah, the Weevils. Torchwood. Now, apparently there's going to be eggs in this episode.
Yeah, and then I know there's that sound bite, but sometimes sound bites, when you see a preview and you hear the sound bites, it's not all together in one scene, but it's like a clip here and a clip here, but they make it look like it's the
Right.
same, because there's that like sound bite where you hear Clara say, like something like what's in here or what life form is in here, and then you hear the doctor say, I can't. Well,
Yeah.
like I can't what? Like, what can't you tell us? But it may be,
Exactly.
but it may be completely out of context too.
It
Yeah,
could
it will
be, because I know I was one thinking, could the doctor have holding cells? Or could the doctor even be playing like Dr. Monroe in a way, where he's keeping some alien species alive in a big zoo somewhere, like extinct creatures or animals, like from other planets that got destroyed.
Could
Like,
be.
you know what I'm saying? I'm so curious, but I'd love to find out. I hope we get, but again, my hopes are like through the fucking roof on this episode.
Yeah, and then I've come across a couple of blogs that had like hints in it, and one of it was something about Clara reading a book about a war.
Oh,
You know?
yeah, no, yeah.
So
Time
it's like
war.
so it's gonna so then you got to figure, well, I wonder if you're gonna find stuff dealing with the time war.
That's true too, Carol. Definitely, that's true too, because that's been mentioned.
I just hope that obviously, Mike, we've got a date with the Doc Freedom on his Amiga files this weekend.
Yes.
If this episode bombs, he better have the F-bomb button ready, I'll tell you.
Ooh. I know we're gonna probably. Well, yeah. Well, I don't think we can curse on his show.
At the very least, tell
I don't
me
know,
about
but
the spoiler
we're
on it.
definitely. Hey, no matter what, guys. We're all, we'll probably be in a couple podcasts this coming Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm sure well, Pissy will probably do a Who harmony.
Hell yeah.
And we'll probably make, one Carol here.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll have Graham along with us.
Cool.
And whoever else wants to join. I've been talking to some people in the Sanctuary group, so I'll see if I got one of the members on Skype. Man, Harry Van Hoot. Man, I don't know how to.
Oh yeah. He's left a few comments in the last couple of days, hasn't he?
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Van Houten? Oh, I don't know.
Van Houten knows? I don't know, but sorry, Harry, out there. When I talk to him, I'll get how to pronounce his last name. But yeah, like I said, I'm hoping I'd love to get like our buddy Matt Bailey, Carol.
Yeah, that would be great.
I did talk to him on Skype like a little over a week ago, so I did have a little chat with him. So maybe he'll be available. But yeah, we'll do something this weekend too. But hey. Now, Graham, any last words before you go?
In terms of what we've been discussing, Doctor Light episodes I can stand. Keep that cement block in the shed. Make sure that absorber off never sees the light of day again, and I'll be happy.
Yes. You, Carol, you good or?
Yeah, nope, I'm good.
All right. Well, it's pretty much the same thing from me. It looks like from the very few Dr. Light episodes, the majority of them were good. You had a real bomb there, but it looks like, the majority after that, were, like Blink and Turn Left were pretty decent. Well, they were awesome actually. Girl
Right.
Who Waited was pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this. I just want to thank everybody, for listening in on us. Remember, you guys want to join, you can contact any one of us here. Got Carol Ann Swan, Graham McLaughlin, we're all buddies here. If you want to chat some Doctor Who with us sometime. And we'll see you guys next time. Have a good weekend.
Good night.
Pleasure, guys.